Hello guys, welcome back. I had the most bizarre thing happen today. Now keep in mind, I'm not delusional. I know I'm not a size 2. I know I'm fat. But I'm American fat. I'm not sideshow fat. I'd pay money to see that in person fat. So, I'm average. I'm fat, but I'm average fat. I'm nothing special. And I'm walking along the road to go to the park to film for y'all. So happy Beltane. And I hear, hey! Like somebody's trying to get my attention. I'm like, ignore it, ignore it, ignore it. And this truck drives by. And this guy that looks like a good old boy and somebody from the Appalachians had a love child is hanging out of this truck. Over half this gentleman is out of this truck. And he looked like stereotypical, hillbilly. And that's not from around here. But he is leaning out of the truck, guys. I swear to the gods, dressed in overalls, blue jean overalls, and nothing else. Got a ball cap on. He looking at me. He looking at me like, that there's a woman! I'm like, damn, son. I'm twice your age. I got this loud as hell outfit on. I got the Grateful Dead shirt on, and I got the, red shorts on because I like to be visible so my ass don't get run over. Got the Five Nights at Freddy's backpack and hat on. This is not a good look for any human being, let alone me. And he's looking at me like, wow! And the look on his face is excited, not making fun, not, I've never seen a person that size before. He's just looking at me like I'm amazing. And I'm like, okay. Don't know what's going on in his life today. There must be some drugs and they must be kicking in about right now, but okay. So I go to the park and I'm kind of rattled because, I'm not used to men almost falling out of the goddamn truck to look at me. Gentlemen are friendly, but I've never had one almost fall out of a truck before, so. And Lokean and Odin are both like, you get on your game, they're going to expect something for Beltane. And I had walked out to the park just to walk out to the park, and they're like, get on your game, you do your filming stuff. So I filmed like 5 or 6 different pieces of film, and some of it set aside. And I'm coming back, and I'm still kind of like, what was that all about? Has he just never seen a fat person before? Never seen a woman before? He was looking at me like I was the most amazing person on this planet. And I'm like, whoa, does he need glasses? What's going on? And I'm walking back, so Odin's trying to cheer me up because Odin's like, you're really rattled. I'm like, I don't know what the hell that was about, but that's not the normal reaction I get from people. And I asked the boys, I said, do you want DQ? I feel like I'm burning through money every pagan holiday, but I'm like, it's just a couple times a year. I remind myself of that. I'm actually pretty stingy with my money, believe it or not. And they didn't want anything. And I'm walking home. And guess who's outside? Only, she's got the personality of a 4-year-old. I love that woman, but she's like a 4-year-old child. She's got a new friend. And I got hearing like a fox. And I can hear just about what they're talking about. And I can tell she got herself a Christian friend. And she goes, oh, hello to me. Like, look, I have my other friend here with me. I don't need you. My other friend's here. I'm waving back. I'm like, hi. I'm walking home and I'm looking at Odin. I'm like, she is a petty bitch. He's like, I told you. He don't like her. He don't like us two at all. He doesn't make a secret of it either. He don't like them. And so I come home and I'm doing stuff and I'm trying to put videos together. And at first all the clips are together. And it's going to be amazing, but I couldn't find the music. So you got the clip you got. It was not from lack of trying, guys. We have hundreds of songs, if not thousands. And sometimes it's like you swear you've used the same song 8 times and you're not sure. After a while, they all sound the same. Even all the different genres start to sound the same. And you're just like... So if I have replayed certain music, forgive me. I said we have hundreds, if not thousands of songs. I didn't say they're all good. So, that happened. And they had announced that the Oculus S is coming out. It's for pre-order, and you pay as much for that as I paid for my Rift. The Rift is retiring. The Rift S will be what you'll be able to buy from here forward. I think you could still buy Oculus, but at this point it would be like, what's the point? Because what they're gonna do is just start really aggressively marketing the S, and there probably won't be too much for the Rift anymore. And remember, guys, the day they stop supporting these VR platforms, they're a fancy doorstop. Hope you wanted a Oculus-shaped doorstop, because that may be what you have. And Odin had asked me, he said, well, if this and that and the other, I was like, yeah, if $1,000 fell out of the sky, I would get a Rift, but I'm not looking forward to it anytime soon. Because I know they've pretty much said this is just like these in-between stuff. The really good one is coming out after. I'm like, well, I'll wait till you bring the really good one out, and then I'll buy that. I said, if they stop supporting the Rift tomorrow and I got a fancy doorstop, then I got a fancy doorstop. They're not going to force me into buying this system. Because you'd have to start your library all over again, guys. And I spent a couple years working on my library, and I'm like, no, I'm not starting again. It's like a game I had you in. We're playing the completed version of our game. And we did that today, too. We bumped up the graphics the whole way. Oh, is it amazing? I forgot what it looks like when you put the graphics up the whole way. It's a difference. It's night and day difference. The beach level is terrible to tell it. In fact, the beach level kind of looks like hell if you bump it up the whole way. But if you go into the jungle and you do that, it's really amazing. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But it was like one of those weird kind of days. And I've been, you know how if you watch something, we're getting somewhere with this. YouTube think that's all you're into, so they've been bringing up a lot of like Gene Simmons and Alice Cooper and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, are the gods going somewhere with this? Because I was watching this Alice Cooper interview, and we've talked about this one before, the one where he really goes into being a Christian. And then other Alice stuff came up, and I was watching that because I like his music, and I thought, you know, there is the difference between them, though. One of them, they both went wild, but one of them eventually cleaned up his act. And you might not want to hear all the Jesus talk, but at least he's got the endurance, and he seems to get along okay with people. I don't know his personal life. Where Gene Simmons, I've seen him in interviews, and I thought, you know, I love that man's music, but I might actually punch him in the face. That might be my first reaction, because he's always really insulting and really like that at people when he answers anything. Interviewer asked if he could like show off his boots for the camera, and you know, people are treating him nice. People are kissing his butt because he's Gene Simmons, and he shoves his boot on her lap in this way, like, here. Almost like, you know, he's trying to demean her with the gesture, and I'm like, or intimidate her. I'm like, this guy's an asshole. I don't like him. I love your music, but dude, you're an asshole. Clean it up. So, go be getting death threats. I don't care. But it was just a weird day, and I was talking to Loki, and I said to Loki, I said, you know, if I had a choice, I'd rather be like Alice Cooper. Not the Christian part, but the sane part. Not the treating everybody else like shit because I'm so rich and I can do whatever the hell I want. Gene Simmons kept saying he's God. He is a God. He's God. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're no God. Or you're no God I would serve. So it was just bizarre. And I think it was Odin wanting me, and Loki too, wanting me to see the difference between just being kind of cool to people, kind of like Alice Cooper, and treating people decently and playing games, kind of like Gene Simmons. I'm gonna get so much hate. But, you know, my friend wants to play games. And I say friend because I don't use that kind of language. Even I don't use that kind of language on this channel. Look, he's like, I know which word it is. I can tell you what letter it begins with. Hush. And I just treat everybody equally. I really don't care what your religion is. As long as you treat me decently, I'll treat you decently. That's my deal. I don't think you have to look down on people or think you have like all this power, because if some god somewhere snaps her fingers, you lose it all. We know that working with our gods. And, one of them's grateful and knows he's been given all the stuff he has, and the other one's just being a jagoff about it. And, little princess up there, little princess up there thought she would hurt my feelings because she has another friend. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Have another friend. You can do the Jesus talk thing with her all day long. I don't care. If that's how you're serving your God, that's not the way I think Christ wants served, but more power to you. So we hope you guys have enjoyed this. We didn't get anything amazing on the rift. I think that skull was really like, here's a present. Your rift is dead. It's going to be a doorstop by the rift yesterday. I swear that's what that present was about. But we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.